It's LA Viltrox Z coming to another video. No, I haven't changed the intro. No, I changed it too. And we will not talk about the elephant in the room. We will not. Yesterday, I went out with my Nikon Z8 with the 24-120 and a 2-5 VND. And I also took my Nikon ZR with the Viltrox 20mm 2.8. My plan was to take photos with this and of course videos with this. That didn't really end up happening. What I should have did was just take one of them out and concentrate on that. Because what I wanted to do was try to film, not a day in the life, but what is it like with me filming with this. And I realized I don't like friction. Yeah, don't like friction. So anyways, since I got the 24-70, I haven't taken the 24-120 out in a while. Part of that was because your boy was injured for a really long time and I couldn't do anything. And so when I was doing client work, I was always using 24-70. And now that I am basically 100% healed, I can go back out and do the stuff that I want to do. So I was like, you know what? Let's take the 24-120 out. And that's what we did. I think I got a lot of good photos. Now I'll have them scroll around while I'm talking. But I still didn't get what I wanted to do, because what I wanted to do was go out and do a day in the life of Merles, that's how you say it, in the Washington, D.C. area. But I left the house way too late, so that didn't happen. Yeah, didn't happen. But I still got some good photos. Like I said, I'll scroll those out. But what I want to talk about was what I had with me. So I had this gear and this and the tripod that's filming with right now, the Falcam 38. So basically, I was on the metro and I had my earbuds in, and I can't remember, I was listening to a podcast or something, or music. I think I was listening to music. Not that that matters. I was listening to music. The whole point of the story is that while I was out, I had this one around me and had this bag right here, so people can see this big beefy camera. And there was 3 young ladies on the metro, and one of them was like, "Oh, look!" I can't remember her friend's name. "Look, this guy is a photographer just like you." And I had my earphones on with the noise canceling, and I couldn't hear them. And I was like, "Excuse me?" She's like, "Oh, you're a photographer?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm a photographer." Even though I don't like calling myself a photographer, because I still don't think I'm that good enough. But anyways, that's another story. Turns out the young lady, she owns her own wedding photography business, and she does a lot of not client work. She does a lot of weddings, a portrait, etc., things like that. But she shoots everything by herself. And we got to talking while we were on the metro, and I was like, "Hey, you know what? I would love to shoot weddings, but I've shot one wedding in my entire time that I've had my camera, because only one person would give me a shot." And she's like, "I shoot all my weddings by myself, and it would be great to have some help." And she gave me her business card, and I emailed her. So we're supposed to meet up for coffee to see what we can do. And my proposal to her was, she doesn't have to pay me. I said, take me on to 2 of her weddings, so I can second shoot for her. I said I will concentrate on the groom while she concentrates on the bride, and I can alleviate that stress from her. And I said to her, and if the reason why I said 2 is because 1 might not be enough to see if we work together well enough or not. 2 might be the sweet spot. And I said the only thing I would recommend from those 2, require from those 2, is that I get to keep all the photos and stuff as well, so I can use it as my reel or something like that. And she was very amenable to that. She said, yes, so we're supposed to meet up for coffee, and so that should be going pretty well. The other thing too is she gave me her business card, and your boy doesn't have any business card on him. So yeah. So I ordered some business cards yesterday, and they should be here in 3 days. So I gotta remember to start carrying my business cards around me with me all the time. The second part of the story is that after I was done in DC, I think I was in the DuPont area. And after I left the DuPont area, I went to Eastern Market, took some photos around there, went to a bar. I'm leaving the bar. As I'm walking out, a person was like, "Hey, are you a photographer?" And part of me wants to say, "No, I just carry around all this equipment." But I was like, "Lenny, don't be a douche." And I was like, "Yeah, I am." He was like, "Do you have a business card?" And I didn't have a business card. So like I said, the boy ordered a business card. So I showed him my my IG, and I'm supposed to send him a price sheet, and we'll see how that goes. The biggest lesson from this one to say is that always carry your business card with you. Always carry your business card with you. don't get me wrong, I showed him my IG and stuff like that, but I still don't think it's the same as having a physical business card. Part of that reason is because my IG is not curated for portraits. It's curated basically for landscapes. So part of me is like, how do I fix this? Just so you guys know, one of my, I won't say my heroes, but one person I looked up to in the past, as far as history is concerned, is Leonardo da Vinci. And in my estimation, he wasn't pigeonholed into something. And I don't want to be niched down into something. Even though I know in America that's what we do. We want to tell people to niche down, and I just don't want to do that. However, I'm in this dilemma of how do I sell my Instagram in that way then? Do I have 3 different Instagrams? One for weddings, one for events, and one for portraits, which means I'm updating 3 different Instagrams, and I have to have 3 different email addresses, and I really don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Or do I curate the Instagram so that it shows I do all those things, but people always want some specialist, like I do this, and I'm like, I love taking photos. Not necessarily of one thing. I love taking photos. So I have to figure that out. If you guys got some advice for me in the comments, please put them in there and let me know. I just really don't want to niche down in that way. Even though I know I'm going to have to segment out and have 3 different things. And yeah. Anyways. So the other thing that got me thinking was that depending on what setup I go out with is how people will approach me or not. If I go out with my, where is it? A little Nikon Z50 and something, no one really says, hey, are you a photographer or anything like that? Even when I go out with the Nikon Z and a small profile like this, they don't really ask me those questions. However, if I'm out with my tripod and my big beefy camera, or the C6 II, and it's on a tripod and I'm doing a time lapse or something, people will ask me, am I a photographer? And I usually don't have my business cards on me. So basically, this whole video is about make sure you have your business cards on you. So yeah, that was my trip yesterday. Just want to come here and give you a quick thing that happened to me yesterday, and maybe that will help you out too. Is that, hey, make sure you're always carrying something with you that you can give to somebody who might ask you a question, because you might not ever know when you meet a client or you meet an opportunity. Other than that, I don't have much else to say. And I'll see you in the next one.